We meet again with Mr. Sniper here on the porch, keeping himself warm at night. Last time there was a sandstorm, so not only did time finally progress, I guess it started in the morning and now it's night, so at least that's a little bit like consistent maybe, or realistic that the time passes. Anyway, the American flag is a little bit torn down there, or up there even, and he's hanging out, right. Last time we were complaining about CIA destabilizing regions. Today, two things that we're gonna talk about. I'm gonna talk about. You're not gonna talk about anything. Oh, was it?
Just stay down.
Oh. I was hoping I already had the checkpoint after that. Oh, fuck.
Right here. You son of a bitch. Come on, you're slowing me down.
Right, so... Oh, that's Luger. As always. Very distinct characteristics of the character.
Sounds like a plan. Reloading! They'll give us time to escape.
Okay, so... Like I mentioned, two things. First is that the benevolent, completely unorthodox, revolutionary Pope Francis... Shut up. Revolutionary Pope Francis that's been elected decided to create a meeting about pedophiles now. Or about now. I didn't listen when's the term, when it's gonna happen. But the point is, what do you think they're gonna talk about? Do you think they're gonna talk about trying to stop pedophilia? That's not what I wanted. Do you think they're gonna talk about trying to stop pedophilia in the church? Because what I think is that they're gonna talk about how to move pedophiles better through their ranks. That's what I think. How cynical of me, isn't it? Well, Pope Francis was already shifting pedophiles around, so it's not that... Sorry, I'm being shot at. I'm kind of trying not to die, so that distracts me a bit, even though I already played this part. He's shifting his pedophiles around again. Well, he was already shifting pedophiles around. So, fuck. Now he took the other one down. Got him? Nice. He was already shifting pedophiles around when he was on top of the organization. And that makes me think that he's not gonna do much to begin with. He's not gonna fix any problems. That's one thing. Second thing is, as usual, that the problem isn't right under his nose. That is to say, there aren't priests in Vatican that he knows about diddling kids in Vatican. The problem is that pedophile priests are somewhere around, all around the world, in small places. Or like their division, I don't know the word, not this time. They've got their own churches, and they're diddling the local kids. And you never know who's being diddled. All the sections, all the churches that they thought they don't have the problem, well, that's not exactly right. All the churches that had the problem thought they don't have that problem. They never knew. They never knew. So, how would you know where the problem is now? there's already people there
Just keep telling me.
playing along, thinking that their priest is the greatest, thinking that it couldn't happen to them, thinking that everything's fine because priests are the best people, right? So it couldn't be so that that it's happening here. Also, I'm gonna mention, people usually think, right? They try to excuse it, like when they find out their priest is touching boys, when they find out that their local policeman is either corrupt, shooting children, or doing whatever, killing blacks just because they're black. Oh, more company, good. More time to talk, less dialogue from them. Doing bad things around. What you can hear is the excuse that they're only humans. We're all only humans. We make mistakes, right? Well, fuck you, of course. 'Cause you become a policeman or a priest, or if you become a policeman or a priest, you're no longer a human. That is to say, policemen and priests should be held to a higher standard. They are supposed to be the flagships of morality and law. They don't get to make mistakes.
Reloading! Keep them off me!
And if they do make mistakes, they should be brought to justice. There should be consequences, right? Because it's not only that the higher standard means that they shouldn't make mistakes. The higher standard also means that the organization should have it and not allow that, or if it happens, not be what? Merciful? Turn blind eye? Look, boats. This one is more streamlined, looking more like the usual cool boats. It's always interesting. I always find it interesting when ships or boats have their own swimming pools. They're already in the ocean. How about you just hop out? This is kind of weird, and this is more interesting. But it's smaller also. It's not double. Well, it is double decker. The another deck is underneath the floor here, or the roof, because the things stairs. Oh look, Blue Velocity. That's just a speedboat. I love the spoilers on boats when they're swept forwards. That's weird. Right. Anyway. I was on about that. The standard of dealing with the problem when it arrives should be higher also in those organizations. So it's not like the priest isn't a human, the policeman isn't a human, and they don't make mistakes. They shouldn't be making mistakes. Why else would they be trying to have a position of moral standard, of high moral standards? Oh, do sharks fight there? Yeah.
The heart, the beast will die. Now you're catching on. My men are running interference near the front gate. They'll keep the 33rd turned the other way while we sneak in the back.
Using the locals as decoys?
They understand the meaning of sacrifice.
Aquatic Coliseum. It has all the water, right?
What's the plan, Riggs?
Shoot them.
Forget him. We got bigger problems.
Shotgun headed this way.
Shotgun. Aquatic Coliseum. Big depository of water, right? Just they're yelling so much and they're saying nothing. See, it might be so that there's lots of water there, but also fish shit in it. So it's not drinkable, at least not straight out of the box.
Let's hear it.
We're already done. I was just getting started.
Here they come.
Shit, a blind! Moving target!
You think I'm not blind? I noticed the icon. I knew that it's a flashbang. Why haven't you? Oh. Now they're more challenging, and I'm out of ammo. Shit. Yep. Just waiting for them to start shooting me instead and not allow me to aim and take my time.
Ain't seen those guys before. That's Zulu Squad. The 33rd's final solution to any and all of life's problems.
Shit.
Just keep your eyes open.
We're still not done. Fuck. Just as he goes through my reticle, decides to speed up and rob me of that frame. Out. Yeah. So yeah, there should be higher. They should be held to a higher standard, and you think you're just a crook, you should be dealt with utmost harshness. It should be fair and just to have a greater, greater degree of repercussion. I hope you're catching my drift when it comes to the dudes. Oh, shut your whore face, how about that? So yeah, picked up P90, hoping to play a bit with it. Gonna turn out that there isn't enough ammo for it lying around, even though there was like 2 dudes with it. There's not gonna be enough to fill up even 3 magazines. Righto, righto. Higher standard. That's one thing. That's one old fart. See, well, I actually wanted to mention. Right.
There's a parking garage bottom of the stairs.
I don't think he saw him.
What you waiting for? Get moving.
What I was.
I ain't here to hold your hand.
Oh, shut your fucking stupid ass. Why are you aiming at us?
Fine, so I gotta catch my breath. I'd like to see you try this shit at 53.
Now you're complaining that you're not going. What I wanted to say is that, fortunately, Vatican is filled with all farts, and their stupid policies don't really matter in the world. They can institute that Catholic churches are now rulers of the world, and we should kill all Jews, but no one really is gonna listen because they're irrelevant, really, if you think about it. It's just a religion. No one takes it seriously, or at least no one should. Or even if someone would, anyone rational wouldn't institute rules from Vatican in their countries just because they've got Christians in the political ranks. I'm sure there will be people who would try, but I'm convinced that there would be more rational people that's gonna cherry pick a different choice and excuse not following Pope one way or another. Although I can't be sure. Anyway, contrary to that, there is European Union who had another vote on Article 13, and it passed this time. This time, you're not allowed to make memes anymore, not in EU. Remember those, quote, memes, unquote, because they're not memes, they're just funny captioned pictures. That's not a meme. Memes are spreading ideas, not jokes. Well, I'm sure you know what I'm saying. Not all jokes might be memes, but not all memes are jokes. So just because you're posting jokes doesn't make it a meme. I'm sure you're catching on, right? Caption picture is not a meme. That's not a format of a meme. Memes don't have a format. Memes is something that you remember, something memorable, something spreading, not just a joke with pictures. Every time. Time to back up. So yeah, Article 13. It's on now, and I wonder what's it gonna take to have that either revoked or have a new legislation make it irrelevant or something. Like if the problem's gonna be, right, that you for some reason can't repeal it, and the Article 13 is always gonna stay in the law, but now you're gonna have to deal with it like with the Second Amendment, that everyone's allowed to have weapons, but also you need to have a license, and there are laws of having the how to get the license. And now instead of regulating guns, we're gonna regulate ammunition, which they're not doing. That would be too smart for them. Yes, they're doing that. Article 13 is in effect. Please go to your bunkers and just wait till stupid people die out. Yeah, because the problem is the lobbyists and the massive corporations, of course. See, I'm sure you know. You probably don't know. You probably don't know. You're just happy that you've got your iPhone and it's connected to the internet and you can talk on Facebook with your friends about the personalized content you're being shown instead of the content that you might see otherwise. Instead of something that's not your echo chamber. Right, so the massive corporations tell politicians, massive media corporations, I think, most of all. I'm almost out of all the ammo. Massive corporations buy themselves politicians, because, you know, their multi-million-dollar operations are threatened a lot by the internet, because there isn't anyone controlling the internet, which means that there isn't anyone that you can buy to make the internet go away or share their that's how we deal with it, or share their influence with them, right? You can't strike a deal with the internet to make them to be partners to increase money flow to their pockets. You just have to deal against the internet. Right. Grenades. I'm probably full. Shit.
It's all over. Come on, we're almost there. You boys secured the trucks.
That's
I'll
fine.
round up what's left of my men. See you inside.
So this place looked like there's a massive shine going on, causing me to think that it's the outside now, even though just a moment ago there was night. So it's outside now, and it's bright and sun shines. Yeah. So you can't buy yourself an internet. The new media. Is that a lift? Where do I go? I thought through here. Maybe they're here? No. I'll figure that in silence. There we go. Found it. Oh, there's gonna be a dialogue. Motherfucker. Oh, no, it's fine. Hopefully.
Neither do I. But right now, Riggs and his men are the only people not trying to kill us.
Think about who you're helping, Captain. Well, everyone in this city will die. Your men included. Riggs isn't looking.
They're not our men.
Anyone. He's here to bury the truth, along with the bodies.
Oh, that's Conrad talking to us. Okay. What was I? 3 mags. That's full, I think. Yes, yes. So the old media of the TV, not even radio, who the fuck listens to radio anymore? All the radio is on the internet because it's on demand anytime you want. All the TV wants the internet shut down. That's why there was apocalypse, because there was more money on the internet than in the news. There's independent news that's being banned all over the place in form of Alex Jones, so that
We got insurgents gathering out front. Stay back and keep watch while we deal with them.
They don't know we're here. Ghost these fuckers.
whatever that means. Am I gonna be able to sneak in and kill him? Alt is melee. No. No. Shift. Oh, that went well. Oh shit. Fuck! There goes my sneaking mission. Perfect! Fuck! Good opportunity. What a change in gameplay. Fuck! Oh, I'm already dead. Sick. So they're banning independent media, or trying to discourage them from doing what they're doing with withdrawing the money, the ads, as evident again by when was it the talk show guy, Jimmy Fallon, when he was talking about that catastrophe, he had ads running on his clips on his channel, but anyone else didn't. And YouTube says, we've got a policy that we don't allow ads running on the videos about such terrible things, right? Well, fuck you. That's ass. Fuck. Am I that bad at this? Or is it intended that they'll just notice right away? Right. It's not even fun. It's not even fun to aim when everyone is aiming at you. Look! He was aiming at me. He was aiming at me. He's aiming at me. We've got two other party members and no one cares about them other than you. You need to heal them, but Dell will aim at you because the player is most important. It's like in Call of Duty when you're even when you're killed, the NPC keeps shooting at the camera because that's where a player is and that's what they're programmed to do. Look, look, four of them. There, stun them. That's not what I ordered you to shoot.
I need that sniper dead!
Oh yes. Right. So they're discouraging independent media getting more views than them. Also, not spinning the news the way they were, or at least exposing them, I guess. Making it better, presenting the news better, instead of all the news being under one corporation and all of them running a script what to say, regardless of station. I'm sure you can find a compilation of that, because I saw it. So that's that. So they're trying to keep their money in, and now they came to EU and said, we want our money there too, so you're gonna have to ban memes. That's not what they said, right? And it's not memes still. That's what people who do internet jokes are gonna spin it in. So at least in USA you've got this fair use policy where you can use things when they're not for sale, when they're educational, when they're a parody, a review, where you did and there. Oh, the heavy. I'm sure there's a heavy going on. Coming. And I have to save our dude, otherwise we'll lose. This is not gonna be a shorter episode, I'm afraid. So how do I go to there? There, that's how we go there. Right? Yeah, a little help. You couldn't deal with one dude? Yeah. Okay, perfect. Fantastic. Oh god. The controls in this game so fucking prepared for consoles. Don't you know, superiority of first-person shooters compared to third-person shooters is that when you're aiming at something and the enemy is right next to you, the aiming reticle is gonna be at them, not next to them, and you're gonna have to catch them in the radius that it's just impossible. So since I'm respawned here doesn't mean that I've got my checkpoint here. Unbelievable. What's the best way to deal with people with guns? Run at them with knives. At least in video games, because it's hard to aim at them. Look, I'm just gonna let it happen again. See? I almost lost him. So, as I was saying, the old farts, with their take cover, no, NPC is more important, with their conservative values, need to hold everything down, because they think their ideas, their old fucking ideas of the world, or about the world, from 30 years ago, still hold any value now. World didn't change, we didn't invent new technologies that inform our behavior. We didn't invent internet that allows us for instant communication. We didn't invent digital media that allows us to copy the file, just copy the file easily with a key combination. So it doesn't matter. We don't need to adapt to that. Oh. We don't need to adapt to that, we don't need to change laws to that, we don't need to... we didn't understand human behavior and human condition more, finding out that homosexuality is a disorder, not a disease, and it's not that you really cure it. We still need to go by the old rules. I'm surprised anyone at any point fucking abolished slavery. Well, how long... What's the track record of slavery, and what was the time it was abolished? Is it gonna be the same with laws like this? Is it gonna take us like 1,000 years to figure out, hey, maybe it's time to adapt to that? The point is, there's old fucks in governments running their old ways, and anyone who's new is gonna be discredited because they're not old enough and they don't have the experience. And also, who are they gonna cater to? The people that don't vote? The young? The young that are already indoctrinated by the old farts, because they had a majority already? I don't know. Who is your policy aimed at? Not the old people. Everyone's having less children on top of that, so all the societies are getting older, so there's more old people than young people in first world countries. So by necessity, well, there's more voters that do the conservative than the new and progressive liberal ones, the younger ones, or even the centrist ones. So even if you want to bring on the change, you're gonna be the old fart before it happens. And it's gonna be too late anyway. So yeah.
I need that sniper dead!
Yes, engage him. I'm gonna play fucking cat and mouse here. Hide and seek. One way or the other. Fuck, bitch!
Target is down.
Oh, is it?
Gotta reload! Watch my back!
We still have enemies to deal with. So yes, I'm gonna blame it all on you. I'm not gonna blame low reproduction rate on you though. I guess. At least I shouldn't. So... Oh, enemies swarming in. Swarming in. We're not done. Oh, we're far from done. It's the action part at the end of my episode. That's what I wanted. Fuck you then. Fuck you then. So, yes, I wonder when and how is anyone able to, how would anyone, that's not conservative, get any majority in any government body to do something against this? How much longer do we have to wait for all the fucks up there to just die out of old age, to just die out, so we can bring on the change? Tell me in the comments below, and subscribe while you do it. This has been me. Say goodbye to using any amount of copyrighted material at all, ever, without license. Article 13 is legal base to have a multi-million or billion-dollar corporation with their billion-dollar lawyers just have a paragraph against you. Remember, I mentioned that. There is a paragraph for every person. Thank you, Stalin. Yes. Yes. Everything is copywritten now, and you're not allowed to use any of it. Like I mentioned, now remembering them and humming them is gonna be a criminal offense. You asked for this. You voted for your representatives. There you have it. Stay tuned, because shit is still hitting the fan, and there isn't enough umbrellas in the world to shelter you from that. Till next time, it's been me, Free to Play, now incarcerated to not play.